I don't know if you noticed in the presentation we had a statistic. ABS statistics said that 2.2 million Australian women found themselves in helpless situations where they needed external support. This may have been due to financial, domestic, or emotional troubles. Out of this, Gurpreet, Naveen, Ishwin and Harmeet, who aren't here today, and myself banded together to form SikhToGive. SikhToGive is a startup charity team run by Sikh youth that provides service to the community and also encourages other youth to take initiative in giving back. SikhToGive organises charitable projects to assist underprivileged and disadvantaged women in Sydney. Our initiatives are aligned with Sikh principles of sharing, selfless service and contributing to our wider community.
So throughout the course of the past year, since the last camp, we were looking for different ways to get involved, and we came across the Southwest Women's Housing Shelter, and they provide accommodation for 21 family units, including 8 single women and 13 family units, so that's single women with dependent children as well. Depending on their needs, they're housed from between 3 to 12 months at this shelter, through this housing, and they are also assisted by caseworkers during this time.
So our intention is to help them by providing basic needs, and throughout the next year our aim is to do 4 drop-offs, which include non-perishable food items, toiletries, blankets, toys and stationery. In order to fund these drop-offs, we have the following fundraisers planned.
So one of our fundraisers are market stalls, and as you can see here, that's just some of the things we need to run these stalls. So far we've got some of our equipment such as storage, racks and a gazebo, but we also need to cover a stall fee, which is roughly around $35 to $350 plus. And we also need a collection of garments and accessories to sell at these stalls. So in the past year, we've run 2 stalls. While the first one was unsuccessful, it was a learning curve. In our second stall, we made an investment of $100 and raised a return of $600. So
we raised enough money to fund our first drop-off. We also received $1,000 in monetary and tangible goods from members of our community.
As a pilot run for the drop-offs, we used $500 of the money raised to purchase canned goods and toiletries. We then distributed these goods to the Southwest Women's Housing Shelter and also Lou's Place, which is a women's drop-in centre in King's Cross.
Another fundraiser we'll be hosting is the Trivia Night. So these are just some of the things that we will need to run this event. So we'll need a venue hire, food and drinks, and a sound system.
The third project that we have lined up is a knitting drive where we plan to have volunteers knit squares to be sewn into blankets, which we will then donate to the shelters as well. And we plan to provide the volunteers with knitting supplies, so the knitting needles and the wool as well. And this is also a calendar for what we've just outlining, what we've got planned for the year ahead, and it includes the projects that we've just mentioned.
So, now I know that many of you just finished your PX2 and your S2S sessions at camp, so a lot of you would have written goals and gone through your balance wheel. I hope you haven't forgotten already about that, and you would have maybe put down that you wanted to do Seva or give back to the community as something that you wanted to increase over the following years. So we have an opportunity for you. We have an opportunity where you can approach us. We require volunteers to work with us on the market stalls to help us collect more pre-loved suits to sell, to help us to pretty much roll out the trivia night and work on the knitting drive. So if anybody is interested in volunteering, we will be at our desk afterwards. So please approach us. But also, like you've seen with the past two projects that have come up, we've been pledging via the pledgesquad.com page, and also some of you have sheets. But I wanted to outline that this is a Seva that you're doing for us as well, your pledge to us, and this is a Seva that we're doing for these women at the shelter. So please don't forget that these women are, what we're doing for these women, they're 21 family units. Some of these women have dependent children, and anything that you can give in the end, they would greatly appreciate. But to show our appreciation, we would like to acknowledge the donation, if everyone can see that, from $5 to $39 with a naming credit. So pretty much we're going to just put a card in each donation pack that we give to these women so they know who donated this pack to them. And then the next stage up is a t-shirt which will have the SikhToGive logo and a naming credit, and from $85 plus, an umbrella or the option to have an event named after you, a t-shirt and a naming credit. So please pledge to SikhToGive. Thank you.